Hey everybody, my name is Vicky and this is going to be my first video to document my journey here for weight loss. We've been working outside today, so just kind of sat down for a little bit and I thought that I would take care of doing this because I've been meaning to do it for a while. Some information about me. Let's see, I am 45 years old. I'm married to a wonderful guy, and we have 2 kids together. My daughter's 20. She's in her last year of college, and my son is 13, and he is in middle school, playing all kinds of sports and band and all that other stuff, and just kind of keeps us busy running around after him. I work outside the home. My husband also works, so we're a pretty busy family. I have been contemplating weight loss surgery for 15, 20 years probably, which I think kind of makes me a little bit of a anomaly. But we recently switched insurance due to a job change, and I was pleasantly surprised to find out that the insurance that we now have will at least offer opportunity for this to happen. So, let's see. About 2 months ago now, I had my appointment to establish care with our new family doctor, and at that point, when I got on the scale to do that, I weighed in at right about 400 pounds, and I've been this for a number of years, but we really talked about options and what I wanted to do. In the last 2 years, I have been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Last year, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, and I have a CPAP stinking machine that I'm hooked up to every night that I hate. And then I also have high blood pressure, that 2 years ago I was diagnosed with it. And right now with the diabetes and the high blood pressure, I just take some pills every day for it, which I'm not too fond of, but that's something that I'm looking forward to being able to get rid of and be done with. So that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to. Over the last 2 months, since kind of finding out that this is a possibility for me, I have really been spending a lot of time researching options, and I've done the information class, and that's where I found out I thought that my only option was the RNY, which I had kind of resigned in my head years ago, even that's what I wanted to kind of pursue someday. But I found out at the informational meeting that I went to that I have the option for the vertical sleeve. So I've been doing a lot of research on that, and that's kind of the way that I'm kind of leaning is the vertical sleeve. But I'm not 100% sold on that yet either. I have time to make up my mind. And so that's kind of where I am, is I'm going back and forth, and I'm waffling and fence jumping, I guess. I also, besides doing the informational thing, I've also met with the surgeon who when I met with him, let's see, now that's going on 2 or 3 weeks ago now. I weighed in there at 388, 389, something like that. So I've been making, strides once kind of getting serious here and everything. The surgeon said that he wouldn't have a problem with doing either option, the RNY or the sleeve, but he asked me which one I was really leaning towards, and wanted to kind of try to get me centered in on that. And right now I'm really kind of leaning towards the sleeve, mainly because I like the idea that everything doesn't get all rerouted, and it sounds like it's less complicated. And I don't have recollection of doing any major surgery before. I've only had one other surgery that I had to be under anesthesia for, and that was 25 years ago now, and I don't remember how I even was coming out of it. So I don't know if I have issue with anesthesia. Like, I still have my tonsils, I still have my wisdom teeth, I still have my gallbladder, I still have my appendix, all of that stuff. But yeah, so that I'm anxious about going through surgery. My husband has gone through many surgeries, and he is a pro at all of that prep and recovery and dealing with all of that stuff. And I'm a pro at taking care of people, him, etc. And my kids have gone through surgeries and everything else, so I'm good at taking care of other people for it. I just don't know how I'm going to take care of me, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. Let's see. The surgeon asked me to, over the next 5-6 months here that I have, where I have to meet with nutritionists and all this stuff for insurance, he would like me to lose 25 pounds. So that would put my surgery goal weight to be like 365, 360 frame, which I think is totally doable, and I'm on board with that. I have met with the psychologist and done the psych eval. Before I actually do the surgery, I know I have to go through like a whole afternoon worth of testing and stuff with the psychologist yet, and then I have one other appointment that I'll have to do with them. And then I have also had the initial meeting with nutritionist, dietitian, and kind of found something that's interesting to me. And I thought something a little bit odd. One of the questions that the nutritionist asked me was, how often do you eat right now in a day? And what do you eat? Which is, those are standard questions. I'm sure, everybody gets asked that when you're going through this kind of stuff, or when you meet with a dietitian and stuff. And for me, this is difficult because I typically will eat breakfast, and it's usually something that I can grab and take with me, whether it's that I'm taking something from home or I'm stopping and picking up something to eat on my way to work. I have about a 20-25 minute drive to work. And then I don't usually eat again until dinner, nighttime. But then I drink water all day long. And I average anywhere between 120, 140 ounces of water a day. And that's something that I started 5 or 6 years ago, probably. because I had done a bunch of research and I did some reading that talked about sometimes when you're hungry, it's not really that you're hungry, it's more that your body is craving water and you may be dehydrated. Well, in my brain, I guess what I did is I took that to an extreme, or so the nutritionist is thinking, because like I don't really ever feel like hunger. I don't think. I have something up here that I've got to get figured out. I have to figure out what it is to be hungry. I mean, like sometimes by the end of the day, because I haven't eaten since 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and it can be 8, 9 o'clock at night before I'm home after, depending on if my son has games or practice or we have other running around or volunteering that we're doing and everything else, and we finally get home. Sometimes it's just, I don't even care what I eat, just give me food, and I'm not even thinking about it at that point, which is, I don't think, a good thing. So the nutritionist has asked me to downsize my amount of water, and I have this little card that I should have thought to show you guys, that I need to be kind of cataloging or trying to keep track of, like, when I eat, how hungry am I, and then after I get done eating, how satisfied am I, which is, this is proving to be really, really weird. And I go back to see the nutritionist on the 13th, and I need to try really hard here in this next week or so. I'm going to try to really document, like on paper, like, here, this is the time that I ate, this is what I ate, this is what I'm feeling and thinking and how I'm reacting to stuff. What I've been trying to do in the last 2 weeks here is make sure that I eat breakfast, that I actually go ahead and eat something for lunch, and then that I'm not trying to eat so late at night, whether that means that if there's a game or practice or something, that I'm taking a sandwich at least, even for me to eat, and then my husband and my son can eat afterwards, which is kind of messing with our whole family dynamic, but whatever, we'll figure it out. But anyway, this is probably long for an introductory video in all of this, but I guess I have been watching videos out here now for the last 2 months or so, and there's so many of you that are so totally inspiring, and I want to be able to be that inspiration for someone else. And I don't know, I'd like to, does anybody else struggle with that whole thing of, am I hungry? Well, I guess I am, but at the same time, I could eat or I could not. I don't know. I don't know how to feel with that. And I don't know really how to even identify, yeah, this is hunger that I feel. Which is so weird to me. When I think about it, how is it that I've gotten so screwed up that I can't even be able to say, yeah, I feel hungry. I don't get that with me. But yeah, I plan to post videos quite often here. So please do follow me, subscribe, and give me some words of wisdom that you have for kind of what are some of the emotional things that you had to deal with before surgery, and like what did you have to get right so that you could feel that you would be successful afterwards. And I don't really even care which surgery choice that you made. Like I said, right now I'm really leaning towards a sleeve, and I think that's the way that I'm gonna go. I'll have a little bit here that I have before I have to actually say, yes, this is what I'm doing. But yeah, that's the way that it is right now. So anyway, if you got this far, thanks so much for checking this out. And again, I look forward to getting to know all of you guys, and hopefully sharing some words of wisdom of my own down the way. Thanks so much.